hard-bitten cowboys, fiery Tex-Mex chow, and longtime whitetail bucks call South Texas home. Tangled mesquite and prickly pear thickets hold some of the continent's largest concentration of whitetail deer. This supersized state is renowned for growing deer with supersized headgear. Texans have also perfected the art and science of rattling during the rut to entice randy bucks into gun range. Join us as Ron Coburn of Savage Arms and hunting's Craig Boddington travel to the Duval County Ranch on today's Peterson's Hunting Adventures.
Big bucks, South Texas.
Welcome to Peterson's Hunting Adventures. Glad that you could be with us. I'm Tom Gresham.
And I'm Craig Boddington.
Now this week, Craig and Savage Arms' Ron Coburn pursue whitetails at the Killam Ranch in Texas. Craig, tell us more about this hunt.
Well, you bet, Tom. South Texas brush country is one of the famous areas for big mature whitetail bucks, and the Killam Duval County Ranch is 200 square miles of some of South Texas' finest big buck country. One of the things that makes this hunt special is it takes place during the rut, and we're going to use a hunting technique made famous down Texas way, and that's antler rattling. Now, antler rattling is controversial in some areas, but you're going to see that it really does work, not only to attract bucks, but to really get your adrenaline pumping. And we witnessed rattling at its finest, done by some real experts. These guys are simply old school Texas whitetail hunters, and they knew their business.
Boy, it sounds like a great hunt.
Oh, it was.
Let's look at it.
Hey, David.
Craig, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
David, Ron Coburn, nice to meet you.
David Kittner, pleased to meet you, Ron.
Great to be
have
here.
y'all here. Let's go in and
All
take
right.
a look at the map of the ranch. Show Ron where it's going to be hunting.
Oh, my.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, welcome to the Duval County Ranch,
Thank you.
gentlemen. And this is the ranch here, a little map that shows what it covers and that. And
How big is the ranch?
it's 125,000 acres in this piece here.
Big piece of ground.
Fairly large South Texas brush country.
Got a few deer out there?
We got one or two.
All right.
And hopefully, as far as y'all are concerned, we'll find a couple of them.
Hi, I'm Craig Boddington.
And I'm Ron Coburn, CEO of Savage Arms.
Thanks for joining us on the Duval County Ranch. This is a huge chunk of the famed South Texas brush country. Obviously, we're in Duval County, we're near Freer, and this is the heart of what they call the Golden Triangle, where some of Texas's biggest bucks have historically come from. And better than that, it's January, this is when they rut down here, and this is where that technique they call rattling originated, banging antlers together to simulate a fight. And that's the way we're going to try to hunt these big bucks. It's the right time and the right place, and it ought to be really exciting.
Well, Craig, this is the first time for me to hunt in southern Texas. I've never rattle hunted before, so this is going to be a treat for me. I've seen this country before, but I'm actually going to enjoy it more because I'm going to be on foot. I'm going to be in among the bush, the hedge, the terrain, which is entirely different for me from the East Coast. So I'm looking really forward to this.
Oh, and it's a wonderful country out there, and there's a lot of good deer. Ron, what'd you bring on this hunt?
Well, I brought one of my favorites, 30-06. I'm going to use a 180 grain. I like this gun in particular because it's easy maintenance, synthetic stock. It's a right-hand bolt, which of course is different than what you like to carry. It also has a new feature for Savage, and that is a replaceable clip magazine.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a vertical stack and real simple to put in. It's particularly useful if you have to be unloading the vehicle. You can keep it loaded in your pocket from camp.
Sure.
And when you need it, you just pop it right in, take it right out. Now, this also got the new Accu trigger. In fact,
sir.
let me just show you how simple this
Okay.
is. You just take these two lower screws out, and that separates the action. And what we have here is, this is the double stack spring. This is actually two springs in one. When you collapse both springs together, you get the maximum trigger pull. And when you reduce the spring pressure, you get less. So what we've got here is a 1.5 pound to a 6 pound control
Oh, that's
by the
great.
consumer.
That's great. Well, hey, now this rifle really came from the factory with just a very sweet trigger that's right at about 2.5 pounds, which is kind of the way I want it. I wouldn't touch it, but it's real easy to adjust if I wanted it either heavier or lighter. This gun was a real shooter when I had it on the range at home, and we'll just make sure that it's still in the same place, so we'll be ready for that buck when he steps out.
I'm going to be with you on that one.
Got earmuffs?
I'm all set right here, and I will do spotter for you. We got a 100-yard new target set up. Want to go to center?
Yeah, I'll go center. Yeah, that one's right in there too. Just you're about 1.5 inches high, 12 o'clock. Perfect.
At 100 yards, that's going to be great.
You're done.
Thank you, my friend.
Let's go hunting.
As the hunt begins, Craig and Ron run into another South Texas native, the javelina or collared peccary. These small pig-like critters crave prickly pear, which they carve up with their razor-sharp tusks.
Got a bunch of javelina up there.
Look at
David.
Yeah, you want a javelina?
Yeah, I haven't shot one in a long time, if you don't mind.
No, they're big ones.
Set. Yeah. Now we got a couple big ones coming. Not that one. I think there's another one. Yeah, there he is. Can you stop him? Wow!
Well, that is a good one.
Yeah. Good teeth.
The old javelina.
Now, you know, us people who don't live down here, these are cool little animals.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
I think they're just wonderful.
And they're fun animal to hunt.
Well, they are.
They're easy with a bow.
Yeah, they're fun with a handgun.
They are. They're
Yeah, perfect for a handgun or a bow.
They're good animal to take kids hunting on because
You
we
bet.
can usually get them pretty close to
Yeah.
them. Anyway,
Thank you,
shot.
sir.
The next morning dawns cold and foggy. The time has come to rattle up some whitetails in the mist.
Well, we got something in front of us and behind us.
Dave takes Ron and Craig to set up their blind while Mike heads off to rattle. Concealment and wind direction are key factors to consider if you want to succeed. The clamor of clacking antlers draws ghostly apparitions from the brush as bucks are lured to the ruckus. A buck of a lifetime appears, but he's off limits for our hunters as this is a management hunt. Our boys are out to take mature 135 class deer, and allowing this big boy to make tracks is a real heartbreaker. Despite the fact that they've called in a lot of bucks, Ron and Dave have yet to entice the right buck into range. So they move off to another spot and set up to try again. Ron's turn has come to an end, and now the torch is passed to Craig. Will he fare any better, or will the day end in a draw?
We had 4 bucks.
Right.
Yeah, 4 bucks. Two young 8-pointers and 2 small bucks. Kind of surprised. I thought
that last 8-pointer was a mature deer.
Yes.
Body wise, everything he was.
Yeah. Yeah, he was grown up deer.
Without warning, Craig's luck is about to change as a solid management class buck answers the rattler's call.
Well, this is a beautiful buck, and you know, when your management program is to the point where this kind of a buck is a management buck, I can't wait till you start offering some trophy hunts here.
Well, we're getting there, and the management quality has come up even for management.
Yeah, well, it
there,
obviously
and,
has.
The white-tailed deer is unquestionably the face of North American big game. It is more heavily hunted than any other big game species. Therefore, should come as no surprise the amount of attention paid to Milo Hansen's world record typical whitetail taken in 1993 from Bigger, Saskatchewan. At an entry score of 213 5/8 Boone and Crockett points, the Hansen buck surpassed big game hunting's crown jewel, the James Jordan 5x5 buck, which stood as the world's record for decades. The Jordan buck, which scores 206 1/8, was taken in 1914 and was revered as a world's record trophy for the ages. The 8x6 Hansen buck is not as massive as the Jordan buck, but where it lacks mass, it makes up in tine numbers, length, and width. The inside spread of 27 2/8 inches is a number more commonly reserved for trophy mule deer, and his main beams are both the supersized 28 4/8 inches. His G2, G3, and G4 points are equally off the chart at 12, 13, and 11 inches respectively. In nearly 100 years of record keeping, the typical whitetail category has the most entries of any of the 38 native North American big game categories recognized by Boone and Crockett, 5,725. Will Milo Hansen's record ever be broken? Many experts believe it will only be a matter of time.
It's up to Ron now, and the last day pressure is on. As the light begins to fade and the deer begin to feed, up the road a piece, Ron's buck finally comes into view.
He's down.
For two.
Well, now, Ron said he didn't particularly like to hunt in stand, so we,
Oh, no, this
we
is much
rattled and
better.
we still hunted. We did everything else.
This is much
we shoot
better.
him right under a stand.
Right under.
After we walked a couple of miles. That was a beautiful shot, man. That was tough. Really tough.
That wasn't tough. It was,
No, it was on the sticks like that.
Yeah, it's never easy
you know
on
what?
the.
Take it right
You know
now.
what's tough? The longer it takes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he didn't go far.
Congratulations, Ron.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful buck. Now that's kind of a last-minute outdoor rider finish for the day, isn't it?
It sure is. We had about 6 minutes to go, and it was all over, wasn't
No
it?
more. And you had about one more step to get that shot, too. He was just fixing to go at least from where I was standing.
Well, he started to head away from us, and then he stopped and looked us over
Yeah.
pretty good, and then he went, straight
Well,
on
and then
to
you
us.
had that frontal shot, but that's too far off the sticks. I wouldn't have done that.
No,
Not
he made
even
the
with
right
a savage,
decision.
yeah.
Not even with a savage. But
Wonderful
looks like
deer.
that rifle came through pretty well.
Yeah, 30-06 and a 180 grain combination worked really well. I'm really pleased with that.
You can't beat that for any deer that walks.
Well,
That's a beautiful buck. Look how
Yeah.
those beams wrap around.
Yes,
Incredibly long points.
yes, very nice deer.
That's
Nice and
really-
mature, solid, good bases on him.
Clean,
Clean.
heavy.
A little dark too, isn't he?
David, how old would this deer be?
He's at least 4, maybe 5. I haven't looked in his mouth yet, but he's for sure 4, probably 5.
Tough on
Yeah.
everything.
But we closed it out. That's what matters. Thank you, gentlemen,
Beautiful
again.
shot. Beautiful shot.
Wonderful
Ron.
day. Great experience.
Our
Thank you,
pleasure,
David.
Ron.
Thank you again. Wonderful experience.
Craig, that was a really exciting hunt, but I got to tell you, you must have been frustrated with some of those big deer you saw. You couldn't shoot them.
Well, but you know, you understand the rules going in. They're about 5 years into a really wonderful management program, and you know going in that you're looking for management bucks, and you're going to see bucks they're trying to let grow up, and that's part of the fun. But you do know you're going to see some bucks you're not allowed to take, and that you have to deal with, because think what that place is going to be like in another 2 or 3 years.
It's going to be incredible.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for joining us this week, and hope that all your hunts are successful.
Asabo salatu